Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Hello, hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Skeptics and Seekers Sunday Sermon. And today I just want to talk about 4 big asks of Christianity that represent bridges too far for me, and I think they should represent bridges too far for everyone. I'll be brief with this. 4 items. Item number 1, big ask. Abandon your moral intuition. That this is utterly impossible for me. It would be like uh, trying to tell myself, well, the things that I think are good, that stuff in the good column, actually belong in the bad column, and the things that I think are bad, those belong in the good column. Now behave accordingly. I simply can't do it. The Christian would tell me, though, that I am a sinful wretch. The heart of man is wicked, that no one desires to seek God um, so much. If you finish that reading, the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. Goes on to say a lot of bad things about atheists there. Um, so apparently, I'm simply too wicked to know what's good. And to the extent that I do know what's good, it's because it's written on my heart, which is totally contradictory. So is my heart deceitful and evil and wicked, or are God's good laws in my heart? Well, if I agree with God, then it was obviously written on my heart. And if I don't, then I'm obviously sinful and wicked. The fact of the matter is, I have to do the moral calculus myself. That is what it means to be moral. Uh, you cannot be moral without doing the moral work. Okay, that is absolutely necessary to the process. The Christian would say, yeah, but you shouldn't be applying your judgment, your wisdom. And who else's judgment and wisdom do I have? If God were to give me a command, they would think it evil and arrogant of me to run it through the filter of my own morality, my own intuition, to determine whether it is a good command or not. But I would do that, just like I would if anyone else gave me a command. If I'm in the army and my commanding officer said, go and murder all of these suckling infants, I would refuse the command. Now, I might get shot on the spot. I would refuse the command. Either that or I would go and pretend to do the command and run like hell and get shot. I don't think there's any way around it that I wouldn't get shot. If I carried out the command, I would be brought up for war crimes and get shot. So, at that point, you're just dead. Very hard to walk away from that kind of command alive, but I would run it through the filter of my own moral intuition. Christian says you have to abandon your moral intuition. To begin an ask number 2, I have to abandon my intellectual honesty. When I'm reading the Bible and I see something like love your neighbor as yourself, or that you're made in the image of God, and I see a page or two after that, instructions to uh, own slaves and take them from the nations around you, and they are chattel for life, and you can pass them down, and they will be your children's chattel, and all of the things surrounding that. And so what the Christian does not look intellectually honest to me, because they will say, oh, well, we know that slavery was wrong because we're made in the image of God. and that we're to love our neighbors as ourselves. Well, God knew that too when he gave them instructions to own slaves. So the most intellectually honest thing you can say is that those things are not things that made slavery wrong to do. But Christians know that they're not stupid. They're they're dishonest, but they're not stupid. They're being intellectually dishonest, and they would ask me to be intellectually dishonest. Can't do it. Number three, they would ask me to believe things that I cannot believe. Can't do it. Jesus rose from the dead. I don't believe it. All right, well, consider these five um, highly intellectual, philosophical, apologetic arguments. Now, do you believe that Jesus rose from the dead? No. No, I don't. Not only don't I believe it, I cannot believe it. There's a 100% history of dead people staying dead. 100%. In the future, it's going to be 100% uh, future of people dying and staying dead. And I think it's childish and outlandish to suggest, yeah, but it's not impossible. It could have happened, right? So then you have to believe. No, I don't. I could not believe it if my life depended on it. There's no, you would have to reconfigure my brain for me to believe something like that. You would have to show me that you could believe in Santa Claus based on testimony and philosophy. You can't. I know that you can't, but that's what you're asking me to do. And you're not giving me new evidence. You're asking me to believe based on the same old arguments that have been around for 2,000 years. Uh, just will myself to believe something that I'm not convinced of. You're insane if you think that that is possible or if you think that is remotely reasonable. Too much of an ask. And for defend the indefensible. All right, let me give you a defend the indefensible game. God tells his soldiers, go take your swords and stab them in the bodies of nursing infants. Nursing infants. And while taking that on board, God was good when he said it, and he's good today. And his orders are good. All right? Defend the indefensible. Go. All right. William Lane Craig is a champion of defend the indefensible. He is one of the most despicable human beings who talks on the internet. He doesn't even try to soften the blow. Now, I actually respect that because he's saying what he thinks, but what he thinks is unconscionable. And then he gives some of the most terrible excuses and talking points in defense of some of the most terrible things. Um, I cannot do that. So, again, too much of an ask. Ask number one, abandon your moral intuition. Number two, abandon your intellectual honesty. Number three, believe things that you are not convinced of. And number four, defend the indefensible. It is not just me who find these barriers too great. It's many, many, many millions of other people, and I would contend that it also should be you. For no religion and for no emotional salve and for no sci-fi futuristic prize should you ever abandon moral integrity, intellectual honesty, uh, belief in things you actually believe in, and condemnation of the condemnable. That's me. What about you? Skepticsandseekers.squarespace.com. Log in your Discuss account, discuss away. Send me an email, skepticsandseekers@gmail.com. Until next time, I'll see you in the comments. In the meantime, I'm out.